Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful day to dive into some serious Port Charles drama. We've got so much to unpack today, and honestly, I am so ready to just vent about all of it with you guys. Grab your biggest cup of coffee, maybe even a snack, because we have a mountain of messy, chaotic, and frankly terrifying storylines to get through. Let's jump right in. So let's talk about Britt Westbourne first, because honestly, I don't know how Britt is even functioning right now. She has been walking this insane, impossible tightrope for weeks. Weeks between Jen Sidwell being a terrifying lunatic, Ross Cullum holding her Huntington's medication hostage, and her own fake brother Cassius running around pretending to be Nathan. It's too much. It is just too much for one person to handle without completely breaking down. And this week, that tightrope completely snaps. Britt gets thrown for an absolute loop on Tuesday, and we know exactly why. Cassius is going to admit the truth to her. He's going to sit her down and tell her that Rocco Falconeri is the one who shot Cullum on the pier, and that Jason Morgan took the fall for him. I mean, just process that for a second, let's be real. Britt finds out that Lulu and Dante's teenage son pulled the trigger, and Jason is sitting in a WSB black site taking the blame. Britt is going to lose her mind. She fears for her loved one's safety on Wednesday, and you have to know she's terrified for Rocco. Or maybe Jason. Or maybe even Lucas, because Cassius is out here planting ideas in Sidwell's head that Lucas killed Marco Rios. It's a mess. A complete and utter mess. And by Friday, Britt is looking for reassurance. Britt Westbourne does not ask for reassurance unless the sky is literally falling. She's spiraling. From Tuesday to Friday, it is just a non-stop panic attack for her. And honestly, I feel for her. I really do. Because Cullum is a monster, and if he finds out Rocco shot him, Rocco is dead. And speaking of Cullum, Dante Falconeri pays him a visit on Tuesday. Let's just set the scene here because the irony is actually painful. You have the police commissioner sitting at the bedside of a man who is running a criminal operation from inside the WSB. A man who literally stabbed and murdered Marco Rios in cold blood. And Dante doesn't know the half of it. Dante doesn't know Jocelyn has been building a case against him. He doesn't know Valentine has connected Cullum to Faison's network. Dante is just sitting there trying to investigate the Marco Rios murder, and he's looking right at the killer. It's wild. That conversation could go a dozen different directions, and none of them are safe for anyone involved. Cullum is so dangerous, and he's just lying there in that hospital bed, plotting his next move. And you know who else is in danger because of Cullum? Jocelyn. Jocelyn Jax is out here looking for answers on Wednesday. Jocelyn, girl, what are you doing? She watched Nathan walk out of Cullum's hospital room last week, and now Joss with questions is Joss on a mission, but she is poking a bear that she does not understand. Cullum might remember that Jocelyn was in his ICU room. If he puts it together that she has WSB ties, he will make it his absolute mission to wipe her off the map. I am legitimately scared for Jocelyn during May sweeps. She thinks she's invincible because she's Carly's daughter, but Cullum does not care about Carly. He will end her. Okay, maybe that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. She is in way over her head and she just won't stop digging. But let's shift gears to something a little more exciting because Ethan Lovett is back. Yes, Ethan is back in Port Charles. And on Monday, he and Christina Corinthos Davis catch up. And let me tell you, after Ethan showed up at Sunny's door last week, grinning at her like she was exactly who he came to see, this conversation has layers. So many layers. Remember when Christina had that massive crush on him years ago? And he was so protective of her when she was dealing with that abusive jerk, Kiefer Bauer. Ethan basically put her in the friend zone back then, but now the vibes are different. It's flirty, it's nostalgic, but there's also this weird mystery hanging over Ethan. He left that strange voicemail on the pier. Is he connected to Delilah Wilson? Is he the father of her baby? Or, and this is a wild theory going around, did he pull some cons with Jacinda Bracken in Australia? If he had a passionate encounter with Jacinda, things are going to get so incredibly awkward for Christina. And Ethan isn't just here to flirt with Christina. He meets with Sunny about a job. Sunny gets an unexpected visitor on Monday. And in Sunny's world, unexpected visitors are rarely good news, but this time it might be exactly what he needs. Ethan wants to team up to take down Jen Sidwell. Sunny takes a huge risk on Tuesday, and I'm betting it has to do with this new alliance. Sunny and Ethan going after Sidwell, I am so here for it. Sidwell put Holly Sutton in danger back in the day, so Ethan has a deeply personal vendetta. Plus, Sidwell is blaming Sunny for Jordan's car crash now, which is just completely unhinged. Sunny needs allies. But Rick Lansing is skeptical on Tuesday. Rick is always skeptical, let's be real. Rick knows someone is lying. And he knows Sidwell is pulling strings behind the scenes to leave Sonny vulnerable. Rick even goes to Alexis on Thursday to seek her opinion on legal strategy. Those two in a room together discussing strategy is always worth watching. Always. But the absolute best Ethan moment this week has to be his reunion with Tracy Quartermaine on Thursday. Tracy meeting Luke Spencer's son at the Q Mansion. It is going to be loaded with history and affection. But absolutely no sentimentality, because Tracy does not do sentimentality. She's going to look at him and see Luke. She's going to tell him how much he reminds her of his dad. I am probably going to cry. I'm not even kidding. I love Tracy so much. And seeing her interact with Ethan is going to be the highlight of the week for longtime fans who miss the old Spencer dynamics. Now let's talk about the absolute train wreck that is Willow Tate Kane. I cannot stand her right now. I just can't. On Monday, Willow is determined. And determined Willow is terrifying Willow. She corners Jacinda at Crimson and basically calls her a hooker. She threatens Michael, saying she's going to cut off his access to the kids if he doesn't keep that away from them. The audacity, the absolute hypocrisy of this woman Willow literally shot Drew Kane. She shot him, covered it up, gave him a paralytic to fake a stroke, and stole his congressional seat. And she has the nerve to call Jacinda a bad influence because Little Wiley overheard the word hooker during a screaming match. Are you kidding me? Who actually believes this is going to end well for her? Michael is fighting back though. He defends Jacinda. He gets new intel on Monday. And given that he just told Christina he is looking for evidence that Willow shot Drew new intel in Michael's hands is dangerous. If Michael gets his hands on that proof, Willow is completely done. But Willow is using her influence on Thursday. A corrupt congresswoman wielding political power in a custody war is a weapon nobody should be comfortable with. She's already holding Brooklyn and Chase's foster approval over their heads. She's sinking so low. And on Thursday, Elizabeth Baldwin visits Drew Kane. Elizabeth stops by and Willow gets distracted. You guys, what if Drew blinks? What if Liz is observant enough to decipher a blink from Drew while Willow isn't looking? That could be the beginning of the end for Willow. I am praying Liz figures it out. I am so tired of Willow getting away with everything while playing the victim. Speaking of stressed out characters, let's talk about Carly. Carly is startled on Monday. And honestly, with everything happening under her roof, the list of things that could startle Carly right now is very long. She's hiding Valentine Castine in her attic. Valentine is pushing her to use Nina Reeves to take down Jack Brennan. Valentine issues a warning on Friday, and Valentine's warnings carry the weight of a man who has been hiding in an attic while building a massive counteroffensive against the WSB. But Carly's sleeping with Brennan. She's playing with fire. And Lucas visits her on Monday, and she tells him to just drop whatever he's asking about. Carly is so stressed. She's aggressively covering up Danny and Charlotte's involvement in that massive Route 91 car crash. She's juggling Valentine and Brennan, and she's worried sick about Jason being locked up. It's just a lot. Let's circle back to that car crash for a second, because that storyline is getting crazy. Curtis Ashford confronts Isaiah Gannon on Tuesday, and this confrontation has some serious weight to it. Isaiah was out at the cabin with Portia the same night Curtis and Jordan's car exploded. Jordan was rushed to the hospital with a massive head wound, and Isaiah was nowhere to be found because he was making excuses to Portia. Curtis is angry. He corners Isaiah, and I don't blame him at all. Jordan is in really rough shape. On Wednesday, Jordan confides in Curtis. She's worried about the physical scars she might have from the accident. It's heartbreaking. Jordan has been through so much, and now she's dealing with this trauma. But Curtis is going to be there for her. He's going to reassure her, even though he's probably still furious about how the whole night went down. And we have to mention Lulu Spencer. Lulu voices her concern on Wednesday. Lulu is just overwhelmed right now, you guys. She's dealing with Rocco's infected hand. She's trying to keep his massive secret about shooting Cullum. And now Ethan is back in town. She was totally shocked when she saw him and asked who he was running from this time. Plus, Britt bumped into her and warned her that dating Nathan is a huge mistake. Lulu doesn't know that Nathan is actually Cassius Faison. Cassius is offended on Friday, by the way. Offending a man who is impersonating his dead twin brother while running his boss's criminal operation is a very specific kind of dangerous. Cassius is stressed out trying to keep Jen Sidwell calm, and Sidwell is just completely out of control right now. He's a grieving father who wants blood, and Cassius is caught right in the middle of it. Also on Friday, Felicia Scorpio gets disturbing news. When Felicia is disturbed, something has gone wrong at a level that touches her family. I am almost positive this is about Anna Devane. Emma has been so sad and worried about her grandma, and Felicia knows Anna's condition is deteriorating. The doctor said no visitors, which is never a good sign. I just hope Anna is going to be okay. Because poor Charles without Anna Devane just doesn't feel right. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic, but the writing is on the wall here. But let's end on a positive note, because we desperately need one after all this doom and gloom. Gio Palmieri and Emma Scorpio Drake. These two continue to be the absolute heart of Port Charles right now. On Wednesday, Gio has a surprise for Emma. And on Thursday, they go exploring in New York City. By Friday, they are going backstage at Broadway's Aladdin. Yes, they get to hang out with Michael James Scott, who plays the genie. It is the sweetest ending to a week in Port Charles that absolutely nobody else is having a sweet time in. Gio knows Emma's stressed about Anna, so he's doing everything he can to make her smile and get her out of town for a bit. It's just so pure. I love them together. I really do. The writers actually gave us a nice, normal teen romance for once, and I am eating it up. So yeah, that's the week. Britt is spiraling out of control. Dante is sitting next to a cold-blooded murderer. Willow is being the absolute worst version of herself. And Ethan is back to shake things up with the Spencers and the Corinthos family. What do you guys think? Who do you think Britt is so afraid for? Is it Rocco? Is it Lucas? And does Dante have any idea what he's dealing with when it comes to Cullum? Because I really don't think he does. Let me know your thoughts. I am going to go grab another coffee because I am exhausted just thinking about all of this drama. Catch you guys next time.